Hi, everybody. Welcome to English Digest. I'm Tom.
I'm Stephanie.
It's the 1st of February, so we're going to begin the new month talking about art. And, of course, we're talking about public art, which includes graffiti, but it also could include street art, which could be approved by the government. Graffiti usually is not. People just kind of paint stuff all over the place. That is considered vandalism. But today we're going to be talking about something called POW, and they are painting the town.
Yeah, I love street art. There's some beautiful pieces out there in the street. Sometimes they're on murals, which are painted on walls. And sometimes they actually will paint the streets. We're going to talk about street art today. Actually, Tom, you were saying you've seen some street art in Ximending area.
There's some kind of a mural on the side of a building down in Ximending. I don't know if it's this particular group's. I'm going to go down and check it out again. But, as long as it's approved of or the building superintendent or the owner says, go ahead, knock yourselves out and paint whatever you want.
You have to get permission first?
Right. Otherwise, if people are just painting stuff, that's kind of vandalism.
It's illegal.
It's illegal, yes. So we don't want to promote illegal acts, but we are talking about a particular art group called POW today. So let's get to it, everybody. Let's read the entire contents of our lesson right now and find out what this is all about. Above the gray street, 4 burning eyes seem to watch people passing on the sidewalk below. The gaze is just one surreal feature of a woman painted with vivid colors in Zhongshan, Taipei. This mural looks like something out of a dream, but in fact, a university's wall serves as the canvas for the striking figure. This art form is known as street art, or visual art that is created and displayed in a public space rather than in a traditional art venue. Today, street art is both a movement and a constantly evolving type of creative expression. In Taipei, an organization called POW Taiwan aims to transform the city's landscape with its street art. Originally, the group centered on a week-long art event in Hawaii. Today, the team of artists has grown into a global network. It organizes gallery shows, concerts, mural projects, and more around the world. The name POW is meant to symbolize the ideas central to the group's focus. First, POW references how the group hopes its artwork affects people, as powerful as a punch in the face. Wow indicates the reaction of awe the group hopes its work inspires. Finally, the term powwow refers to Native American gatherings that celebrate culture, music, and art. In Taipei, POW has brought local and international artists together to fulfill the team's mission, to engage the community through the process and creation of art. You might have already stumbled upon some of the team's 3 colorful murals in the city yourself. The 3 artworks are located in Ximen, Datong University, and Songshan Cultural and Creative Park. If you're amazed by how these artworks can alter a city's landscape and brighten up their neighborhoods, be sure to check out POW Taiwan's street art in the capital.
Okay, guys, we're going to dive right in. Powwow Paints the Town is the title of our article today. We're going to talk about powwow once we get into the article, so I'll save those 2 words for a little later. And if you paint the town, we have a very famous idiom where we say, we're going to go out and paint the town red, which means you're going to go out and celebrate. There's going to be a lot of laughter, a lot of, fun that happens. You may be going to some different nightclubs or maybe KTVs and hanging out with your friends, having a good time. So POW is the name of an art group, an organization that is painting the town. We're using that literally. They're actually creating street art, which we're going to find out more about. So here's the first sentence. Above the gray street, 4 burning eyes seem to watch people passing on the sidewalk below. Here, our author is setting the scene. So if you can picture this or imagine this in your mind, as you're walking along a street, you see these eyes staring at you as you're walking along the sidewalk.
That's what's happening, all right. And the gaze is just one surreal feature of a woman painted with vivid colors in Zhongshan, Taipei. That would be the Zhongshan district of Taipei. I don't know the exact location where this can be seen, but again, we're talking about not just 2, but 4 burning eyes, and they're passing on the sidewalk or looking at people passing on the sidewalk. And in this sentence here, we have the word gaze, which could be both a noun and a verb. Here it's being used as a noun. That just means when somebody is looking at you, usually for a long time, and maybe it's kind of indirect. So gazed at the furniture in the store, for example. I wasn't really thinking about buying it, but I was just gazing at it. Well, here it's a noun, so this is a gaze or a look or an appearance. And it's just one surreal feature of this woman. If something is surreal, it's not really real, okay? It's kind of changing things around a bit. So sometimes paintings can be quite surreal or even abstract, where they don't really look like something in real life. People have added things to them to make them a little bit more like out of a dream.
Yeah, they look sort of like something you'd see in a dream or fantasy. We're talking about some vivid colors. If you talk about vivid colors, then you're talking about colors that are really sharp, really bright. You're not talking about, say, brown or black. You're talking about red and a light yellow and really strong colors. Well, we're talking also about something called a mural. Murals are paintings or other works of art that are put on a wall. So they're actually painted onto a wall directly outside. So that's what a mural is. And this particular work of art looks like something out of a dream. Like Tom said, surreal is sort of this dreamlike feel to it. It certainly doesn't look like a photograph, I would say. So it's something out of a dream. But in fact, this is what it really is. A university's wall is serving as the canvas for the striking figure. Remember, we have 4 burning eyes. Those eyes aren't on fire. It just means those eyes seem to be looking right through you. Perhaps when you were growing up, you did something wrong. And maybe a teacher or one of your parents looked like they were upset with you and they had kind of a burning gaze that was directed towards you. So it just feels like those eyes are going through. They can see everything.
That's what it feels like for sure. So again, this mural is painted on a canvas. Not really, though. A canvas is like a piece of cloth made out of cotton and other materials.
Kind of stiff.
Yeah, it's kind of stiff. It's what artists use a lot. They kind of stretch it onto a wooden frame, and then they can do an oil painting. But in this case, we're saying that the wall, or a university's wall, serves as the canvas. It's actually playing the role of a canvas, the surface on which this mural is painted. And it's a painting of a striking figure. Strike usually means to hit something. In baseball, of course, you know, 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. But in this case, if something's striking, it is really attracting your attention. When you see it, you just got to look at it. Wow, that is really a strikingly beautiful woman over there.
Yeah, something that you won't forget easily. This art form that we're talking about is known as street art, or visual art that's created and displayed in a public space rather than in a traditional art venue. Venue here just means a location, a particular location where something happens. If it's an art venue that's kind of traditional, you're probably talking about an art museum or an art gallery that you can go to and actually purchase pieces of art yourself. So you're actually looking at some beautiful artwork outside. So we're saying it's a non-traditional art venue, this public space at least.
Indeed. So today, street art is both a movement and a constantly evolving type of creative expression.
Yeah.
Constantly means it just keeps doing this thing over and over. And evolving, of course, means it changes from one form to another over time. And indeed, that's what street art is. It's a movement, okay? It's what people join this, and they join clubs, and they get together, and they do art, and they have discussions, and maybe even exhibitions and stuff like that. And again, it's constantly evolving. So yes, you know, the street art you see today is quite different from the street art that you saw last year, and it will be different in a year's time. Now, let's go on to the next paragraph here. It says, in Taipei, an organization called POW Taiwan aims to transform the city's landscape with its street art. So again, this is an organization, I guess you could say as part of the movement or the worldwide movement of street art. This particular organization is called POW. Okay, that's a catchy name, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if you transform something, you change it from one form to another. You change the form, the appearance, or the character of something into something else. So, of course, to transform in this particular case means the city's landscape is maybe kind of boring and they want to change it into something more interesting and more exciting.
When you talk about landscape, you probably have studied this word in school before. It's just all the features of a particular area, maybe an area of countryside where there are a lot of mountains. Where I grew up, the landscape is very much a desert. We don't have a lot of trees and water. So it's just what it looks like in total. So the landscape, here we're talking about the city landscape that has the street art. Now, originally, this group called POW, which is so fun, I love their title, their name, originally, or when they first began, the group centered on a week-long art event in Hawaii. Ooh, that's not bad. Hawaii is a nice place to start your organization and get your kickoff going. If you start an organization for the first time, you usually have a kickoff event. So they had a week-long art event in Hawaii. Now, original. If something's original, it's the first of its kind. It was invented or created by someone, and after that original is created, it goes on to have maybe copies are made of that. Originally here, though, is the adverb form of the adjective original. So if it's an adverb, it just means from the beginning or at first. So originally, when they first were organized, they centered their week-long art event in Hawaii.
For example, I could say, I was originally studying art in university, but I later became an engineering major. Okay, so that brings us to about the midway point for today's lesson. So, I'm so tired. I need to take a break right now. So let's listen to our Chinese teacher now.
Okay.
Hello everyone, my name is Tina. 今天我们要介绍的是跟城市新风貌有关的主题。我们首先呢，在文章的一刚开始就看到了一个 mural， 在这里的 mural 指的呢就是壁画的意思。我们来看一下第一段的第三个句子。This mural looks like something out of a dream, but in fact, a university's wall serves as the canvas for the striking figure. 在这里提到的是呢，这幅壁画看起来就好像是在梦中出来的一个场景一般，但是事实上，这个惊人的画像呢，则是以一间大学的墙壁来当作画布。Canvas 在这里就是解释成为画布的意思，有几个重要的字词，我们先来看一下动词片语 serve as， 解释成为充当什么，或者是有怎么样子的效果。举个例子来说，那张饭桌被他用来当作书桌用，你就可以说 The table served as a desk for him。再来，在句子的后面有一个形容词叫做 striking， 它呢就是解释成为引人注目的。我们来用形容词造个句子，他那出众的相貌和魅力使得他非常受欢迎。英文就可以说 His striking good looks and charm made him very popular。所以这个壁画呢，我们来看一下后面讲到的就是街头艺术。后面的句子连接着 This art form is known as street art or visual art that is created and displayed in a public space rather than in a traditional art venue。所谓呢，在这里所看到的街头艺术，它是公布而且创作在公共的空间。在这里我们讲到的是 created and displayed in a public space， 而不是 rather than， 而不是在一般传统的艺术场地所看到的艺术展品。在这里的 venue 指的就是场合跟地点的意思。第二段要介绍的是这个称为 POW Taiwan 的组织。第二段一刚开始写到 In Taipei, an organization called POW Taiwan aims to transform the city's landscape with its street art. 这个组织呢，致力于要用它的街头艺术来改变这个城市的风貌。我们来看一下这个动词片语 transform A with B， 也就是使用 B 来改变 A。另外一个常用的用法是 transform A into B， 把 A 改变成为 B。 举个例子来说，把车库改成客房，你就可以说 transform a garage into a guest house.
We're going to take a short break. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Okay, everybody, let's continue talking about street art. And specifically, we're talking about POW Taiwan. This is an organization that is worldwide. They originally had a week-long art project in Hawaii. And today, the team of artists has grown into a global network. Okay, it's not just one team. I'm sure they got different artists in different cities all over the world, maybe in Tokyo or Bangkok or Berlin or Paris or whatever. So it's a global network, and it organizes gallery shows, concerts, mural projects, and more around the world. That's what an organization does. They organize various functions or events. These events include gallery shows. A gallery usually is some kind of place where you can see art. Okay, it's usually smaller than a museum, a gallery. And in this case, though, gallery is being used as an adjective. Gallery shows, I could say exhibitions at galleries. Also, they have some concerts where you can hear some live music. Also, mural projects like the ones they got here in Taipei and probably in other parts of Taiwan as well. And more other kinds of projects that you can think of.
Cool. They do a lot. And I'm sure they're helpful to a lot of artists out there who are trying to get their artwork seen by people. Here it says the name powwow. Notice they have exclamation points after pow and wow. It's meant to symbolize the ideas central to the group's focus. Let's look first at pow. Pow is one of those sound words that we use a lot when we're trying to indicate someone getting punched or someone getting hit, or even a loud explosive noise. Pow! We used it a lot as kids. I remember when Batman was on TV growing up.
Yeah.
If Batman hit the bad guy, you'd see that word on the screen, pow. It was kind of fun. Wow, most of us use that word to express, kind of amazement at something that we're seeing. Oh, wow. You're surprised, stunned, fascinated, all those things. So it can also mean you really like what you see, or there's a lot of wonder involved. So powwow is their name, and it's meant to symbolize or represent the ideas central to the group's focus. If ideas are central to something, it means those are the most important things or what that organization was based on. So they're very important or central to something.
Indeed, and here we have reference being used as a verb. It's most often used as a noun.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to apply for a job, you need to have some references from your teachers or professors or former employers. But here, reference is being used as a verb. It just means it calls attention to something, or it mentions or alludes to something. It talks about it. So it basically references how they hope their artwork affects people. Okay, so yes, indeed, it would be as powerful as a punch in the face. That was actually a punch in my fist there. I wouldn't dare punch my own face. That would be kind of silly. But in any case here, yes, indeed, this is probably true of those murals. Suddenly, as you're walking down the sidewalk staring at your phone, you look up and, wow, I've just been hit in the face with that big mural on that building there. It's so big. It's so colorful. Those eyes are burning down at me. I can't help but look at it. So again, this is as powerful as a punch in the face. A punch here can be used as a verb and a noun. I'm going to punch you out if you don't shut up.
Oh, no.
But here, punch is a noun. It's the act of being hit really hard anywhere. In this particular case, you're being hit or punched in the face.
Wow indicates or represents the reaction of awe. The group hopes its work inspires. When you see something pretty impressive, you go, wow. Yeah, so wow is just that feeling of great respect. It's mixed with wonder, pleasure, sometimes fear even. But they're hoping people are pretty impressed by the artwork that the group inspires. Now, if you inspire something, you give sort of a feeling to somebody that makes them want to go out and maybe produce something creative themselves. So it gives you the urge or the ability to do something creative. And they're hoping that their work inspires other people. Maybe you're not a true artist. I don't know how to draw or paint. I'm terrible at that. But maybe when I see their artwork, it makes me want to go and maybe sing or write a song. I'm more musical than I am artistic that way. Now, finally, the term powwow refers to Native American gatherings that celebrate culture, music, and art. When I was growing up, I grew up very close to an Indian reservation in Arizona, and we would use some of their lingo or some of their jargon or phrases in our own lives. For example, if we wanted to have a meeting or get together with friends, we'd say, hey, can we powwow today? Let's have a powwow and talk about what we're going to do. But it actually comes from Native Americans. They would get together and it was a big celebration. They'd have music, lots of food, art, lots of fun things.
Yeah, I just happened to see a powwow last summer at the Mall of America. It's outside of Minneapolis, Minnesota there, and there are all sorts of Native Americans there wearing colorful costumes and beating drums and dancing and having a really great time. So, yes, indeed, the term powwow does refer to gatherings of Native Americans or American Indians or First Nations people, whatever they want to be called. And these powwows celebrate culture, music, and art, which I kind of explained there. Culture and music and art and other things like that. Now, let's move on now to the next paragraph. It says, in Taipei, here in Taiwan, powwow has brought local and international artists together to fulfill the team's mission to engage the community through the process and creation of art. So that's kind of the central theme of this particular group, to fulfill their mission, to engage the community through the process and creation of art. If you fulfill something, that means you meet its needs, you bring it to completion. And to engage here just means to involve people in something, to get them interested in and get them to participate in something. We'd like to engage you in a conversation. We'd like to talk to you, for example. And indeed, it's a process of creating the art. And of course, you want to be involved in that. Maybe they want people to come down and watch people paint stuff and maybe learn a few tips here and there. So it's, it's supposed to be a community sort of process.
That's fun. Now, you might have already stumbled upon some of the team's 3 colorful murals in the city yourself. Like Tom, he thinks he's actually stumbled upon a mural or 2. To stumble, if you don't use that preposition and just focus on that verb, to stumble means you kind of trip or you almost lose your balance and fall down, but you don't fall completely. You just kind of one foot trips over another foot, or maybe you trip on a rock. But if you stumble upon, it means you run into something without meaning to. Maybe you were going to go shopping and all of a sudden you are in a certain neighborhood and you look up and, oh, there's a mural right there. You stumbled upon it. You didn't actually go there with the intention or motive of finding that piece of artwork. So you might have accidentally run into some of the team's murals in the city yourself. It says here they have 3 murals in Taipei itself.
Yeah, one in Ximen, which I think I've seen. There's another one at Datong University. I think that's up by the old soccer stadium on Zhongshan Beilu. And also the Songshan Cultural and Creative Park, which I don't know about.
I don't know where that is.
I'll have to check that out. But if you're amazed by how these artworks can alter or change a city's landscape and brighten up their neighborhoods, be sure to check out Powwow Taiwan's street art in the capital. In this particular sentence, we have the phrase to brighten up. To brighten up your day, for example. To brighten up just means to make things more cheery, more happy, and even brighter with more light.
Yeah, and if you alter a city's landscape, alter just means to make small changes to something. So it's changing the city's landscape and making it a little bit more happy, something that brings a lot of goodwill and just some good stuff into the city where people can celebrate art together. So be sure to check out POW, Taiwan's street art in the capital of Taiwan, which is Taipei. Right now, guys, we're going to listen to our Chinese teacher.
这个称之为 POW Taiwan 的组织，这个 POW 到底代表的是什么意思呢？在第二段的中间提到 First, POW references how the group hopes its artwork affects people.As powerful as a punch in the face. POW 的意思其实指的就是这个团体希望它的艺术可以怎么样的影响人们。Affect 在这里当作动词，有影响的意思，而所带来的影响呢，就如同一记强而有力打在脸上的一拳一般。在这里的 punch 也就是有一拳的意思，像是 a punch in the chest 指的呢就是在胸部上面打了一拳，你可以搭配动词 to give a punch in the face 或者是 to give a punch in the chest， 而这里的动词 reference 则是解释成为提及或者是指的是什么的意思。第二段的最后一句提到 Finally, the term powwow refers to Native American gatherings that celebrate culture, music, and art. 最后呢 powwow 这个词指的其实是美国印第安人用来庆祝文化、音乐以及艺术的聚会。最后一段提到呢，他们有怎么样子的任务。第一句的后半段提到了 The team's mission to engage the community through the process and creation of art. 他们的任务呢，其实就是要用他们艺术的过程跟创造来吸引社区的居民。在这里的 engage 则是有吸引某人注意力或者是兴趣的意思。我们来造个句子。一份好的剧本应该能够吸引观众，我们就可以说 A good script should be able to engage the audience. 最后我们来看一下文章的最后一句咯。If you are amazed by how these artworks can alter a city's landscape and brighten up their neighborhoods, be sure to check out POW Taiwan's street art in the capital. 所以如果呢你非常好奇要怎么样透过艺术改变城市的风貌，你一定要去看看在首都的这个跟 POW Taiwan 相关的街头艺术。在这一句当中 alter 解释成为改变、改换的意思。以上就是今天的课文讲解，谢谢收听。
That is it for today, everybody. Thank you for listening to us, and please open your eyes to the arts in Taiwan and check out POW Taiwan's murals in Taipei, and they'll probably send some murals down to Jiayi and Taichung and Kaohsiung sometime in the future as well. So from all of us here at English Digest, I'm Tom.
I'm Stephanie.
Goodbye.
Bye.